In this video, we'll take a look on how to read guitar chords for beginners, or guitar chord diagrams, or guitar chord chart, some people call it. So what I have here is a chord diagram, and I did my best to kind of represent the strings here. So this is representing the 6th string, and we have the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, or E, A, D, G, B, and E. So we have a few other representations here. So this will represent the nut of the guitar here. And then we have the frets here. So this is fret number 1. This is fret number 2. This is fret number 3 and 4, and so on. The reason why I'm using Roman numerals is usually when we're reading sheet music, it's represented in Roman numerals so that we don't get confused with the finger fretting fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've also tried to make the spacing a little bit representing the guitar, so the spacing between the frets as well. And then we have space for the chord name. We'll do E minor, and we'll talk about the X's and the zeros and what they mean. So let's construct E minor. So when you're constructing your chords, you want to start from the bass towards the treble this way. So it's the same as though you would be doing a down strum with your guitar. For E minor, we're going to play the open string, 6th string. So O is for open, and we're going to place our first finger here on the 2nd fret and 5th string, and our 2nd finger on string number 4 and 2nd fret. So notice that I've kind of staggered them a little bit. So let's see how this is going to go on the guitar. So there's our 1st fret, 2nd fret, and 3rd fret. And as we see, we're going to be placing our 1st finger, so the pointer, and we're going to be placing the 2nd finger. So just to review the fingers, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right now we're just going to be using the fingers 1 and 2. So we're going to go 1 on the 5th string and 2nd fret, and 2 on the 4th string and 2nd fret. So 1, leave some space, and leave some space for the 2. So now when I play, I'm going to play all 6 strings. Right? And that's the zeros. I need to add more zeros there because I had more open strings. So in our chart here, they'll be represented like this. Zeros. All right, let's do another chord, and we will try and use, let's do A minor. A minor requires 3 fingers for the fretting hand. So for A minor, we're not going to play the 6th string. We're going to start with the open A string, and we're going to place our 2nd finger on fret number 2. I'm leaving some space for the 3rd finger underneath here on the 3rd string and 2nd fret, and I'm going to have my 1st finger here on the 1st fret, and then this string will be open. So remember, when you're constructing your chords, you'll be starting with your 2nd finger, 3rd, and then 1st. So we're we're kind of going this way, ceiling to the floor, or like a down strum. So let's do that on the guitar. So we're starting from the top here, right? So second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and then third finger underneath it, and then first finger there, like that. So do a couple of those shapes. So 2, 3, and then 1. And then we'll strum from the fifth string here. Now, what happens when we have the same notes, or the same fingers like this here between A minor and C? You have these two. So when you're doing your switches, obviously you just have to move your third finger for these two switches. So we're still strumming from, or your bass is always going to be the first note that you play here. So it's still kind of moving this way. So when you're moving between the two, you're just going to try and move the finger that you need to move. So that's it for this beginner guitar tutorial on how to read chord charts. Join me in the next video, Guitar Chords for Beginners, where we'll be using these concepts to make the A7, D7, and E7 chords.